Hey everyone! We need to talk about AI because something huge is happening right now. A really fundamental shift is underway, one that's going to completely redefine what artificial intelligence can do. We're moving from an AI that's a master of human knowledge to one that could master the real world itself.
Okay, so to get where we're going, we've got to understand where we are right now. The AI we use every day, the big language models, they've been trained by basically consuming everything humans have ever written down. We're talking every book, every article, every single website. They've read it all.
So that brings up a really big question, right? What happens when it's done? When there's nothing left for it to read? The next step isn't about reading more. It's about stepping out into a whole new reality. This period that we're in right now, researchers have a name for it, the human data era. And it's the foundation for literally all the incredible AI progress we've seen so far. A really good way to picture this is to think of today's AI as the perfect librarian. It lives inside this massive library that contains all of human knowledge. It can find anything, it can connect ideas from 1,000 different books, and it can summarize whatever you ask. But, and this is the key, its knowledge is trapped within the walls of that library. And here's the catch. We're starting to hit a wall. We're running out of high-quality data to feed these models. And since the AI's main trick is just imitating us, its progress is naturally starting to slow down. I mean, think about it. Our librarian can't write a brand new book about a discovery we haven't made yet. It's totally limited by what we already know. So how do we break through that ceiling? Well, the AI can't just keep reading. It needs to start doing. It has to start generating its own information by stepping into what's being called the era of experience. And this is a total game changer. Look at the difference here. We're moving from just imitating humans using our old static text to an AI that learns by interacting with the world and generating its own dynamic experiences. Suddenly, the limit isn't human knowledge anymore. The limit is, well, potentially, there is no limit. So if our old AI was that librarian stuck inside, this new AI is a scientist. It's not just reading the books in the library. It has literally left the building. It's out in the world, coming up with hypotheses, running experiments, and creating brand new knowledge from the results. And this gets to the heart of what experiential learning really is. The AI creates its own data by interacting with something in an environment. It learns by doing. This creates this powerful feedback loop where it just keeps getting better and better, pushing way beyond the boundaries of what we humans have figured out on our own. Okay, let me give you a concrete example of this that is it's mind-blowing. In mathematics, over centuries, humans have painstakingly created about 100,000 formal proofs. That was our library of knowledge. Then an AI called AlphaProof came along. It learned from its own experience, and it generated 100 million new proofs. It didn't just read our library, it expanded it by 1,000 times. Just think about that scale for a second. So, you're probably wondering, how on earth does an AI even do something like that? Well, it really boils down to four key ideas, four pillars that define these new experiential agents. First up, streams. This is a big one. We're not talking about short little Q&A sessions anymore. These AI agents will learn from a continuous flow of experience over a really long time. So imagine a health agent that's connected to your fitness tracker, learning and tweaking its advice over months or even years, not just for a few seconds. Second, we have actions. And this is where it gets really interesting. These AI agents won't just talk, they're going to do things. They'll act on their own, using code, APIs, even the same software you and I use to actually get tasks done in the digital world, and maybe one day the physical one too. Okay, number 3 is rewards. Now, for an AI to make real breakthroughs, it can't just wait for a human to pat it on the back and say good job. Its goals are going to be tied to real-world signals. A climate AI could be rewarded for actually lowering simulated CO2 levels. A health agent gets its reward when your resting heart rate actually improves. This keeps the AI grounded in reality. And the last key, number 4, is reasoning. Right now, our AIs are basically trained to think like us, to imitate human logic. But here's the thing. Our way of thinking isn't always the best or most efficient way to solve every problem. An experiential agent can discover its own alien ways of reasoning, methods that are tested against real-world results. This lets it find solutions we might never have even dreamed of. So when you put all 4 of those pillars together, streams, actions, rewards, and reasoning, You get an AI that can learn from its own experience. And the consequences of that, well, they're absolutely profound. This whole thing isn't just coming out of nowhere. It's really the next logical step. First, we had the era of simulation, where AI got really good at closed games like chess and Go. Then came the era of human data, where it mastered language. The era of experience is just the next leap, trying to master the messy, open, complex system that is the real world. And the possibilities here are, well, they're staggering. On the one hand, you have these incredible positives. Truly personalized assistance for our health and our learning, maybe even an explosion of new scientific discoveries. But we also have to face the new challenges: serious job displacement, brand new risks from AIs that can act on their own, and systems that think in ways that are much, much harder for us to understand. But what's really fascinating and kind of counterintuitive is that this new approach might actually be safer in some ways. An agent that's grounded in the real world can adapt. It can notice when it's causing a problem and maybe even fix its own goals. And because real-world actions take time to play out, there's a kind of natural break built into the whole system. The researchers who wrote the paper that inspired a lot of this thinking put it perfectly. They said that eventually, the data AI generates from its own experience will eclipse all of our human data, in both how much there is and how good it is. That's a huge prediction for the future. And all of this leaves us with one final and maybe the most important question to chew on. For all of human history, we've been the ones doing the observing, the experimenting, the learning about the world. But when an AI starts learning from its own experience of that same world, a world that has us in it, what new things will it learn? What will it discover about reality? And what will it discover about us?